What's up, everyone? This is the Dattie podcast, and we are here with Sal Rodriguez from RenewSMP. How's it going, Sal? Thanks for coming on.
What's up, Joe?
So I met you at one of the SMP shows. Do you remember that?
Yeah, that was the International Scalp Show.
Yep, the one with Matt Iulo. And so how long at that point had you been doing SMP?
Oh man, that was what? That was like almost 2 years ago.
Yeah. Okay, coming up on it, yeah.
Yeah, I think I was doing it for about 2 years, 2.5 years.
Okay, nice. And so who did you originally train with?
I originally trained with John from Scalp Co Academy, John and Brittany.
Okay, Scalp Co Academy. Okay, nice. And then have you done any follow-up trainings after that?
I did. I went back and got my advanced training with John. And
okay, like one-on-one?
Yeah. What I liked about it was that they don't just accept anybody. You have to kind of like earn that opportunity to go there for advanced training.
Nice. And I want to ask you this. So did you get Scalp Micro? First of all, when you're getting into the industry, did you first get SMP on your head and you're like, okay, now I want to become an SMP artist? Or did you see Scalp Micropigmentation say, hey, I can learn SMP and then I'll get it on my actual head? Or how did that go?
Yeah, no, I actually got SMP first. It was brought up to me by my cousin who got into the industry, and he's the one that did my SMP, and I fell in love with it, and I wanted to get into the industry myself.
Can I back up a little bit more into your story? First of all, how old are you, Sal?
I'm 39 now. I'm going to be 40. I'll be 40 in January.
Okay, coming up, big 4-0. And did you grow up in California? You're like kind of near San Jose, I think, right?
Yeah. I grew up here, Monterey County, and Salinas, Seaside. This is kind of where I grew up.
Are you a surfer?
No, I'm not. I've never surfed.
No. Do you go to the beach a lot?
I used to, but I don't know. It's kind of weird. A lot of the locals here, like me being a local, I don't really go to the beach a lot.
Too touristy?
Yeah. I used to when I was younger, and when I used to train, and I used to always run or bike ride along the coast on the trail. But since I stopped training, I haven't really been out there too much.
Now you're in the kind of like the middle of California, right? And like
Central Coast.
Okay. Yeah. So you've always grown up around the beach and all that sort of thing, the shore, palm trees. That's what you know.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Beach. I'm jealous.
Yeah.
What kind of work did you do before Scalp Micropigmentation?
Yeah, I was a roofer.
Oh shit, that's hard fucking work, dude.
Busting my roof all day, shingling in the hot sun.
It's brutal.
Yeah, man. I've always been in the trades before I got in SMP. I was always in construction. I'm not afraid of hard work. I was used to it.
I love that.
Yeah, this is a lot different, but I love it. I get to work indoors. You get AC. Get to listen to music. So I appreciate what I do. I love what I do.
Good. And so let me ask you about the roofing. So how many years did you do that? And how did you even learn how to roof? Did you just find the job, or was it like your dad or cousin or somebody brought you on one day?
Well, yeah. My brother-in-law, it was kind of hard for me to find a job because of my background, but I was doing it for 5 years, and I was able to get into roofing through a recommendation from my brother-in-law because he was a roofer, and they didn't run background, so he gave me an opportunity.
Do you want to go into your background?
I mean, sure.
Why was it hard for you to find a job with your background? Did you get in trouble or something with the law or paperwork?
Yeah. No, I had quite a bit of drunken publics and DUIs, so I'm a recovered alcoholic, or sober.
Congratulations, man. That's awesome.
Thank you. But yeah, it was pretty tough for me to get a job because I could never pass background checks.
And that's all drinking related to drinking?
Yeah. I have no felonies or anything like that, but it was just an extensive amount of things on my criminal record, which is like I had like four or five drunk publics, 2 DUIs. It was pretty bad.
Yeah, no, thank you for sharing that. Let me ask you, because I like to know about the people. What do you think caused you to have the drinking problem? Was it because you were just having fun and it spiraled out of control? Was it isolated incidents? Did something dramatic happen and you just kept drinking, or?
Yeah. So I had a son when I was 24. I'm sorry, 23, and he passed away. He was almost 2 years old, and he passed away. The TV had fell on him. He was climbing, and it was an accidental death. And so worst day of my life, and that was very traumatic for me. And uh, and then like my girlfriend at the time, she left me like a week later, um, for another guy. And so I lost my son, I lost my girl, and I lost my home, and 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 then and then so I just lost everything. And then with that, it was I started drinking a lot, getting into fights, not caring about myself, uh, just wanting to, just I was just wanting. I didn't care. I was just getting into fights for no reason, just punching people randomly. It was kind of stupid, but I was out of control, and kept getting into trouble, falling asleep in restaurants or on sidewalks, and it was bad, so that's kind of like how my alcoholism took off. It's because I was depressed, and I felt lost, and and I continued on that for a couple years, and then I just decided I just tried to do something about it. So I got a job, and I was able to maintain that job, and that job kind of kept me going. But I still drank. I was like drinking on the weekends still. But that job I did, I did hardwood floors for 5 years, and I was proud of myself, the fact that I was able to hold down a job, and but I was still drinking, still getting in trouble, and and then it just came to a point where when I went to jail for my last drunken public, I told myself, like, this is it. That I don't want to do this anymore. So I just decided to do something about it, to quit. But it stemmed from my alcoholism. Alcoholism stemmed from me losing my son and my girl at the time.
I'm so sorry, man. As a dad, I think about that all the time. And I've only talked to a few people that's happened to, and it's horrible. It's a horrible, horrible thing. And I don't think anyone would be mad at you. In fact, a lot of people probably find it justified that you resorted to drinking and only drinking. I mean, I probably would have been worse. I have no idea how I would handle that. I don't know if I'd ever bounce back the way you have. It's absolutely fucking terrible, dude. Seriously. I'm so sorry that happened.
Yeah.
So when you got, I guess, you lose your girl and all those horrible things happen. First, can I ask how long you went to jail for?
Uh, each time I went to jail for a couple of days, they just threw me in a holding tank, 1 or 2 days, 3 days. Um, Even for the DUIs, I got out. I did like 2, 3 days each time. I had to pay all these fines and take all these classes. The 18 months to get my license back, pay all the fines off. Oh man, it was a lot.
Yeah.
But I did it. When I was roofing, I would use my tax return to pay it. So I would just throw it all on my DUI fine.
I know all about that, man. Hey, if that's what you got to do, take a big chunk off and it works. That's what you got to do, right?
Yeah.
What made you turn it around? Like, what happened that you were like, you know what, I gotta stay sober?
Yeah. So I noticed that my life was going downhill really fast, and I had to pump the brakes and do something and make a change before it was too late for me. Because the road that I was going on, I was either going to end up dead or in jail, and I didn't want that for my life. So I wanted better for my life. So I made a decision to just stop, and I stopped cold turkey, of course, um, with the Lord's help, and I went through some counseling, AA, some family support. Really, it was the desire to want better for myself, and I knew that if I continued on that path, that it was not going to be good for me.
Thank you for sharing that. What was the hardest part of quitting cold turkey? Because I hear it's pretty brutal.
The hardest part for me was just it was a whole lifestyle change. Just not hanging out anymore, not drinking, not going to the places that I was going to, not hanging around the people that I was hanging around. I had to learn how to be again. What happened was that day that I decided to quit, I went outside, got on my knees, and I prayed, and I asked the Lord to rid me of this disease, break that chain, and to teach me how to be a better man. And He did. After that, I had like something changed inside of me. I started going to church every Sunday voluntarily. No one forced me. I started going to counseling by myself voluntarily. I started to go to AA voluntarily by myself, just keeping that momentum. And that's what I've done ever since. Of course, after the first year, I stopped going to AA because I felt like I was strong enough to maintain my sobriety on my own. But yeah, everything changed: the way I walked, the way I talked, the music I listened to, the clothes that I wore, people I hung around. I just I felt that change, and I give I give the glory to God for that, for sure.
And also you, I mean, you did all the work. You're the one fighting the battle every day, right? But I'm glad that you're able to recognize that and you have found a way to move forward and to have a new light and a new hope and a new mission, changing lives, recreating hairlines, being your own boss.
Yeah.
And so do you still have that urge?
No, no, I don't. It's completely gone. I can, I like to sing and have fun sometimes. So I go like karaoke, and
Oh, okay.
I'll go to karaoke and sing a little bit. And so I'm at the bar and I'm around alcohol, but it doesn't bother me. I have no temptation whatsoever.
And they're less likely to judge, right?
Yeah.
Because everyone's drunk and you're the sober guy getting it in.
Yeah, that's right.
That's awesome. I like karaoke too. It's fun. Some people, it's not their cup of tea, but I think it's fun.
Yeah, it's a good time, man.
It's a way to let loose, right? Um, but thank you for sharing that. All right, Sal. So you got sober, you went to the AA meetings, you're doing all these different things to keep yourself occupied. But I mean, you look pretty physically fit. What else are you doing?
Yeah, so I thought like, man, what do I do now? So I kind of thought about it like I want to get back into shape how I was like in high school and middle school. I was playing Pop Warner football, things of that nature. I was pretty good at it. So I was like, I want to go back to being an athlete. So I started running a lot and exercising a lot, and then I got into like these runs and races, like Spartan runs. Once I did one Spartan race, I just got like addicted, and I love the challenge. I love to push myself and see what I can do. So I did like multiple Spartan runs and trifectas. And then after that, I said, well, okay, well, what's next? So I got into triathlons. And then I did one
Holy
triathlon.
shit.
Yeah, I did one triathlon, and then I tried another one. And I said, okay, what's next? And then I said, and then so I did a half Ironman. And then I said, okay, well, let's do a half Ironman, see if I can complete that, and completed that. And I said, okay, well, let's go for the full one. I went and did the full one, completed that, and then now I've completed four of them. My last Ironman I completed was 2019, and that's when the COVID hit, and then I had my kids and the business and everything. So I kind of like got busy with the kids and business and things of that nature. So I haven't done one since 2019, but looking at
That's
going
incredible, man. 4 Ironmans. I mean, just break it down for people. What's it? 2.5 mile swim.
Yeah. So it's you start off with a 2.4 mile swim, hop on the bike for a 112-mile bike ride, and then after that you transition to the run, which is a 26.2 mile full marathon.
Full marathon after you bike 112 miles and you swim 2.4 miles. And then this guy's running a marathon. Which marathon pace, if you don't mind me asking?
Which marathon?
The running, the 26. Like, what's your mile pace?
Oh, like how much? What do I run in a
Is it like
mile?
an 8 minute mile, 10 minute mile?
Yeah, yeah. So I was I don't remember, man, but I was pretty. Again, you got to think about I was swimming for 2.5 hours. I was swimming for 2 hours, and then I was bike riding for 8 hours, and then I hit that started on a 26.2 mile run right after that. So I think I was doing like 8 to 9 minute miles.
Dude, I can't do that. Just not swimming and biking. It's impressive. It's super impressive.
The hardest part I would say about the Ironman was the swimming part. The swimming, because you're in the water for 2 hours, man. There's no stopping, no breaking. Like, hey, hold on, let me just float in the paddle in the water and take a break. No, you have to go the whole time, and it's like you're swimming, and then you go around this little cone right when you get out of the water, and it's just to go back and do a whole another hour lap. My laps were about an hour, but these guys out there, man, these guys professional triathletes, they did it in an hour, man. These guys, they're tall, slender, slim, young, man. They're monsters out there, man. And so for me, it was just I want to just complete it. I know I'm not going to win it, but I just want to complete it. And I did.
It's a real accomplishment. I'm not even kidding, dude. I mean, it's incredible. You did 4 of them. I can't even bring myself to do a marathon, bro.
I did. I did 4 of them, but I didn't pass one of them. I failed them.
Did you get injured?
No, I just didn't make the cutoff time. I missed it by like 7 minutes from the swim. I completed the 2.4 mile swim. I completed the 112-mile bike ride, but from the transition from the bike ride to the run, I was 5 minutes shy of the cutoff time. So they just stopped me. I was like, "Hey, man," and everyone behind us, and behind me, and they're like, "Man, sorry, you guys can't continue. Try again next year."
They don't let you just finish just to see your time?
No. And so what happened was the triathlon bike that I was using, the bike that I was using was a little bit too big for me. And so it was really hurting my behind, man. It was like making it hurt, like swollen. So I had to stand up, and I was standing up bike riding for like the last 30, 40 miles doing it like that. So it really slowed me down. So the next following year, I went and got me a custom triathlon bike, kind of made for my height. And so it went a lot smoother. But that was really what it was that I failed. I didn't make the
Wow.
time. Yeah.
You didn't get the run. Did you try to do the run anyway? Like move to get, or you just were like,
No,
fuck it?
no. No. But it was kind of crazy because my girlfriend at the time, the plan was to ask her to marry me at the finish line, and I didn't. And then I didn't make the cutoff time, so I didn't get to complete the race. And then so my friend had the ring, and he's like, and I was like, "Man, dude, mission abort, man." So that sucks. But the next following year, yeah, and so the next following year, she came with me, and and she got to see me redeem myself, and I was like, "I told you I can complete it. I told you I can do it."
Did you propose?
Yeah.
At the following year, or when did you do it?
No, I actually proposed to her that evening when I
You see, that's what I was thinking. I was like, did he hold the ring for a whole year? Like thinking about that the whole time.
My friend that had the ring suggested that to me, and he was like, "Man, why don't you just do it next year?" And I was like, "Nah, dude, that's too far." I was like, "I'm gonna ask her tonight, dinner." And I was like, "You know what? I'm still a winner. Still got my friends here. Still got my fiance. I gave my best out there." And so I asked her.
Damn right, man. Damn right. I know. I would have bugged the shit out of me too. That's truly incredible. You did all. Let me ask you something. What was the hardest part of your training? I know you said the swim was hard, but like, were you doing it 5 days a week, 6 days a week? Was it the eating?
I trained probably like 3 days a week. 3 days a week. and I would just stay consistent with my run and workout. Um, running either a 3 mile run or a 6 mile run. Once in a while, probably one or twice a month, I would throw in a long run, like a half marathon, like a 12 to 15 mile run. Um, I would bike ride 40 miles, sometimes 60 miles um, during the week, maybe 2, 3 times a week, uh, things like that. So it was just maintaining my strength in my legs and keeping my cardio up. I would run with the elevation mask. I would run trails around here with the elevation mask on me, and sometimes a weight vest, and I'd just be running beasting out there. Yeah, so I would just say, but the most important thing is you want to stay fueled out there, properly fueled. So, stay up on your carbs, your sugar, have some sodium on you, goo packs, things like that. So have some bananas. That's the most important thing. So staying fueled out there. That's how to keep yourself fueled. As long as you keep yourself in shape and your muscles strong and your cardio and your lungs are good and the cardio's up, then it's all out there. It's all about just staying fueled. As long as you stay fueled, and you'll be all right.
Because you're burning a lot of calories, right?
Yeah, you're burning a lot of calories out there.
You're out there looking like Bane. Oh, elevation training. What's up?
No, I look like Bane in the training in preparation for the Ironman, because I'm out there with running the trails with my elevation mask and my weight vest, hitting the hills, man.
Dude, that shit's no joke, man. Seriously, that's an incredible accomplishment. Anyone listening to this, Ironman's no joke. It is no joke. I mean, just think about it. Think about you physically going out there and running 2 miles. Okay, just 2 miles. How it makes you feel, and then add 24 to that. And then add a 112-mile bike, and then swimming for 2 hours, 2.4 miles in open water. I'm assuming it was open water, right? You weren't in a pool.
Well, no, it was in the Santa Rosa. I did the Santa Rosa Ironman, so it was at a lake. So it was,
okay.
Yeah, but I did do the half Ironman in Santa Cruz at Beach Boardwalk. We had to swim from one side of the wharf to the other opposite side, swim around it basically. And
wow.
Yeah, and so that was
shark
water. Yeah, a lot of sharks out there.
Shark.
It was kind of scary. I was just like, hey man, I got to just stay in the middle of the pack. And the
let them eat them
murky.
first.
Yeah, water was murky and brown, and it was just like, man, I was just trying not to imagine a great white just coming out of the water, just.
Dude, and there's a lot on the West Coast.
Yeah, but
up here we don't. They're in Massachusetts. They have them, but not really in Delaware.
Yeah.
Was that going through your head the whole time, like the shark thing?
Yeah, it was definitely. I was thinking about it, man. It was kind of scary, man. But you can't show that fear out there. You just got to go out there and do it, man. Especially when you're getting ready to go out there and you guys are waiting for like the gun to go off. It's like you're dealing with all that fear and nerves at that time. Like, I can't believe I'm doing this. And then once that trigger, it's like, even if you're scared or you're nervous, you still have to go into the water. So it's just like, just do it. You just do it and just go. That's what all the training's for. You just kind of rely on your training and you go out there and crush it, man. That's what I did.
Yes, you did, man. Thank you for sharing that. That's incredible. That's definitely a way to stay sober. You start doing that stuff. I have a friend he's doing something similar, and maybe I'll have him on. But thank you for sharing that. I mean, I hope to one day maybe get to that level of training like you, Sal. That's incredible.
Well, I see what you're doing, man. You're doing ice baths. Man, you're in good shape too, and man, you can do it. I know you can do it.
I'm not a stamina guy.
Give it a shot, man.
I'm not a stamina. I'm too heavy to do it. I'm like 210. I'd have to, if my running weight would have to be like 170, something like that. But yeah, I'm inspired by people like you who do that stuff. I really do. Anybody I talk to who does a triathlon, I have so much respect for them. I mean, a lot of people brush it over, but I understand the amount of discipline and training that really goes into that shit. It's no fucking joke.
Yeah.
So are you dating anyone now? Are you single? You just staying single?
Yeah, I'm single. I have
Okay.
my two boys.
Okay. How old are they?
They're 2 and 3.
2 and 3. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm sure you saw my son will be 3, and then I have my daughter. So little ones running around. It's sure you go home and it's chaos.
Yeah, and they're my joy, man. They're my everything, my world. I do everything for them. I love them so much. And I thank the Lord that He's blessed me with two more boys.
Yeah, yeah, that's amazing. That really is amazing. And do they ever come to the studio with you?
They did come here when I had my grand opening.
Let me ask you this, because I think I forgot I missed this one. You're a full-time SMP artist, right? You don't work, you don't do roofing or construction on site. This is what you do.
Yeah,
And how long did it take you to get to that point?
I'd say about a year.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah,
That's really good.
yeah, and it was after when COVID first hit, because I got into the industry in 2019, the beginning of 2020. Around that time is when I made that transition into full-time SMP artist. It was just right after the shelter in place.
I remember.
That's when I quit my job roofing, and I went into doing SMP full time.
It's a rough time to start too.
Yeah, it was during a tough time, but I was, to my surprise, I was I was really busy at that year, at that time.
Me too, surprisingly. I wish it would have stayed that way. As busy as it was. That I think everybody got their checks and they were like, "I'm gonna go get a hairline," and then
Yeah,
definitely seen some downturn in 2023.
yeah,
I think I mean, from everyone I've talked to who's been in it for a couple of years, I definitely noticed there's been a drop in 2023.
yeah. This year has been, I would say probably my slowest year out of all the years I've been doing SMP. To be honest.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. I see that you're not alone, man. You're not alone. Just stick it out. I don't want you to give up. I don't want this to
Yeah.
close down. I know you don't want to go back to roofing.
No, but I'll do what I have to. But no, I love SMP, and I'm doing all that I can.
When you were started it, I assume when did you get this, your current location? Were you doing it out of your house for a little bit?
No, I when I started out, I found a friend. I consider her friend now, but I found a woman. At first, I kind of gave up after because I couldn't find anything, and then I found this place right when I was about to just give up. I was like, I couldn't find any place, but I found this lady. She was willing to give me a room, rent me a room, and I did a room share with her. She had like a brow loft. Um, she had a room that she did microblading in, and I would share that room with her. So we would kind of coordinate each other's time to work around each other's schedule, and that's where I started. And I would roof at all day, and then I would schedule my clients in the evening and do evening sessions in that little room, in that little microblading room. Yeah, and that's where I started out, and I was pretty busy. I get some big guys in there sometimes too. And it's be in there all trying to squeeze in there, but and then after that, I moved into another location down the street. I had a barber shop reach out to me. They told me that they really liked what I do and they'd be interested to have me there at their location. And I liked the fact that it was a bigger room. I would have my own room and I can remodel it however I wanted to. So I jumped on that. And then I was there for about 2 years. And then I've been here now, I don't know, almost a year now.
Wow. Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
It's a big accomplishment when you're able to have your own space and you don't have to negotiate when the other person's coming in and renting their table and all that crap. And it's like, well, I got a guy at this 4 o'clock and so do you. So who gets to use it? That whole deal. I know I can't help but notice the sign, and I see these advertisements for signs, and I've asked one person, and then I got 50 emails about the freaking signs. Who did your sign on the wall right there?
You know what? I can't think of the company's name right off the head right now.
They're expensive. I know that. At least the ones that I was looking at, that looks really expensive.
Yeah, man, think I paid like 4 for it.
Worth it. Looks great. Looks fucking awesome. Yeah, it's legit as
I just
shit.
said when I got this new location that I wanted to kind of upgrade everything, go all out. So
I like the I was looking at your page earlier, getting refamiliarized with everything, and I saw you have that it's like white bricks, but they're not bricks, that paneling behind your TV. I love it. And you have like the blue light behind it too. Looks really, really nice. Did you do
yeah,
that?
yeah, I did. Appreciate it.
Yeah, it looks super professional. So do you have, is it just you in your studio now? Or is there anybody else? Are you renting a room to anyone, or how's that work?
It's just me. It's just me.
Good.
When I was in that room in Salinas, I remember getting a couple of inquiries for training, and I didn't have anything set up. And on top of that, I wanted to give myself a little bit more time because I was like 3 years in, 2.5. I was like 2 years, 2.5, 3 years, and I felt like I wasn't ready to start training. So I would turn people away, recommend them to another place. But at that time, I said, you know what, I wanted to kind of get some more time under my belt, some more experience before I start training. And on top of that, the room that I was in was too small. I was like, I can't train people in here. So that's what really kind of got me looking into a bigger place. And that's why I wanted to get a bigger place so that I can start so I can get into training.
Training is its own animal.
Yeah,
I know exactly what you mean. At the first place I remember getting asked to do training, and I felt like I was too inexperienced. And then I remember starting the training and being like, oh shit, this is a lot more work and different type of work. And then you feel obligated. You want your students to be successful. When I say feel obligated, I mean you want to have everything prepared, right? You want to have a nice setup. You want to, you want it to be official. You want them to get their money's worth, and they should. And so that's smart. You waited because not everybody does that.
Yeah, I wanted to wait till I felt like I was ready, and then I wanted to wait until I had a proper facility for them and for myself to get some really quality, good training.
Good. What needles are some of the ones that you mainly work with?
My go-to are the 0803s.
0803. Okay. Yeah.
That's the needle I mainly use. Sometimes I'll use a 0603. Once in a while, an 0403 when I'm doing finishing touches on the hairline or something.
And what brand?
I use 5 p.m.
5 p.m. Okay.
Yeah, I since day one, since I've started, I've used nothing but 5 p.m.
Okay. Shout out to 5 p.m.
I was trained using 5 p.m. I'm still with 5 p.m. Great pigment, great needles, great everything. Shout out to John, man. So yeah, I'm still, I've been doing this 4.5 years, and my goal, dream of mine, is to hopefully make his pro team.
Yeah, good. I'm sure you'll get on there. I'm sure you'll get on. You're killing it, by the way. I look at your work. You're doing really well.
Thank you.
What do you think? First of all, let me ask you this, since you're an established artist, how many sessions do you typically do? I typically do, I quote everybody at 3 sessions, right?
Yeah, I do.
And then if I have to do a 4th session, I'll do the 4th session. How are you doing it?
So what I like to do is I do the 3 initial sessions for full treatment. And then if it goes into a 4th one, I don't really like to charge them. So I'll say, hey man, look, if you need a 4th session, just let me know. I'll take care of you. And that's just how I do it. Because for me,
I agree. I do the same thing.
For me, at that point, it's not even about the money. It's about, hey, let's get them let's get you where you need to be. If we need to do another 4th session, then I'll do a 4th session, and that's on me.
I like to hear that. I really do. So that's good. I'm very similar in that way. I mean, I've even done 5 sessions. I want the picture. I want it to look good.
Yeah, right.
And some people tell me that they went home and they took care of it, and guess what? They didn't, And so they come back, and I'm like, why are you using a razor? I told you not to use a razor. Or they hit this sometimes. Oh, you went out in the sun like 2 days after your treatment, got sunburned, and then it's all patchy and shit. So then I have to. I'm forced. I got to do it. I got to do an extra one. Yeah, but I worked it out with each person, each individual person that we have a specific deal. For you, what's the hardest part of the procedure? Is it the hairline? Is it a natural hairline? Is it the blending? What do you think is the most difficult part?
The most difficult part for me, I would say just getting the hairline design on them, making sure that it's perfect. The procedure itself, when I'm working on them, it's smooth, man. I'm just like I'm in my zone, and I know how to seamlessly blend into the existing hair, work around the hairlines, either whether it's a lineup or a broken hairline. I love doing broken hairlines, hard lineups. I do it all, but I would say the hardest thing for me is just making sure that the hairline it's perfect, and it's not crooked or anything like that. And so I'm always double checking my measurements, and I kind of get that from my carpentry experience, roofing experience. You always got to measure twice before you make your cut.
Measure twice, but once.
Yeah.
I agree. It's a pain in the ass, especially a straight line edge up. It could take me 30 minutes sometimes to get that thing drawn.
Yeah, because I don't use that. Some of these guys, they use that gun, the laser gun, and
I am trying to buy it. Please, somebody sell me the laser gun. I don't care. I don't care if it's cheating. I don't care. I want that laser thing.
I know I kind of look at it that way too. Like it's kind of cheating. Like, no, man, I want to be able to do it myself without having to use that machine.
It is. But if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
I
Let me
finally
ask you
figured
this.
out where to get it, but then it's somewhere in my files. I don't know. I gotta look, but I was like,
Will you send it to me after we're done?
yeah, I'll
If
look.
you
I'll
find
look it
it,
up.
no rush. Whenever
Yeah,
you get a chance, no
I found.
rush.
Yeah, I found out where to get it, and I'll send it to you.
It's like some guy secretly making these and not doesn't want to sell them or something, or maybe it's going to be ridiculously high. You know what I mean? Because I don't expect it to be too expensive, but I know they're going to freaking jack the price up, whatever, because he knows we want it. Since you brought this up, the blending, you said you know how to blend in there good. But for people who are a little less experienced, you got any tips on blending? What do you do?
I would just say take don't don't add too much density when blending. You have 3 sessions to add that density. Slowly over those 3 sessions. So that's what I like to do. Is I don't go too crazy. I don't add too much density when I'm blending. I add just like like your first session, right? You got your dots pretty spaced out. So I kind of use that approach. Step back. I kind of look at it from different perspectives, see if there's any gaps in there, that I can touch on, and then yeah, and then that's what I do. I kind of hit the brakes when I'm blending. I don't want to overpopulate the areas where he has existing hair, because then it's not going to look right.
Agreed. Are you left-handed?
I am left-handed.
Do you find it difficult to do SMP as a left-handed person? That's all you know, but is there any challenges like when you're working the hairline, because it's a little bit different? Do you do front-facing?
Yeah, I see a lot of these artists, they work on their clients, like having them lay down, and they're doing it from the top, from above them. I've never done any of my treatments like that. I've always had them in the massage chair, and I'm always facing them forward here, and it's never been an issue with me being left-handed.
Okay.
So yeah.
Where are you getting your leads from? Is it your website? Is it your SEO? Is it Instagram? Is it Google, YouTube? How are you getting them in?
Most of my leads come from Instagram. I get some from Google. Some are from recommendations, referrals, things like that. Once in a while, I'll get a message on my website, but I would say most of my leads are from Instagram for sure.
Okay. For your website, have you been, full disclosure, I felt like I was taken advantage of at one point for leads in the beginning. And that was just me trying to rush the process, I'll say. Did you sign up for any companies, any of that kind of thing?
Like a digital marketing company.
Yeah, like a digital marketing,
like
SEO company, something like that.
That only works with SMP artists? Is that what you're asking?
We could say that, or just a company that does that in general.
Yeah, I tried one before.
Did it work?
I'll just say I evened out.
Okay. So you're no longer working with that company?
No, no.
Okay.
It just didn't work out for me. I mean, maybe it's still they have other clients that are it's working for them, but it wasn't for me. I don't know if it was the company itself or maybe the economy, but I gave it a good shot. It was during a tough time in the economy though, and that's why I reached out because I was like, maybe there's something that I'm not doing that's not working. So let me reach out and see maybe if there's something that they're doing that's different. I was just barely able to even out.
Okay. Are you using or do you use TikTok?
I do use TikTok, but
I
I
feel like
don't
I'm
I don't I don't really know the algorithm thing is pretty tricky. I mean, I post there just as consistently as I do on IG, but I seem to not get as people don't really see me like I
traction.
think. Yeah, traction. Um, I think of my last post, I only got like 100 views. So I don't know.
Yeah, I'm one of those people who's
Still
paranoid
trying
that
to
the
figure it out.
Chinese are stealing all my stuff. So I'm
Yeah, I'm
off
still
of
trying to
it.
figure it out.
Hey, at least you're trying though.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm completely missing out. At least you're doing it. I also thought now, when you're on there, is it a bunch of? I always thought it was a bunch of little kids, but then other people I talked to, is like, no, it's not.
Yeah, I thought that at first, but now I kind of see it as, it's a valuable resource, you know, to anybody, if you use it the right way. And that's how I kind of look at it now. But again, I can't really get it down. I'm still trying. I'm posting, and then one thing I always think about is like these people are like all over the world, all over the nation. How do you target market TikTok without having to pay for ads or something? So that's something that I'm still trying to figure out.
I think we all are. I mean, even with, Instagram posts, it's like, yeah, obviously we can pay to boost a post. We all do that, right? But then it's like, and then you got the local people who see it. But it'd be great if somehow the Instagram reel, not just a post, like an Instagram reel, went to just the local area. I guess first, maybe, without boosting it, because obviously you can boost it and say, okay, I just want Delaware, New Jersey, Maryland. I could do that, and you could do your area. But it would be nice to just not have to pay for the super boost, right?
Yeah, yeah, but I hear I tried out the boost, and boosting just it's a waste of money. And then if you're gonna wanna advertise, you want to go through Meta and advertise that way on Instagram. It's more effective.
Major key, people. What Sal just said is 100% accurate. You want to go through the meta. Boosting is just a cheap, easy way to do it, but meta is where it's at. Create the whole thing, the campaign and everything. Now, is that what you're doing? Do you do it yourself or do you have somebody else doing it?
No, I do everything myself. So I've put in the time to learn it, to play with it and learn it and try new things and experiment. And so I do everything myself. My marketing, advertising, content, everything I put out is it's all me, 100%.
That is the best way to know when you do hire someone if they're trying to fuck you or not, right?
Yeah,
Because like, hey, I did this.
yeah. And then they get these some of these guys that are reach out to me. They're like, hey, I'll take care of your marketing campaigns. I'll take care of your Facebook ads, Instagram ads, and there's something that you're not doing that's that we can do for you, and it'll increase your leads by this much. And I'm like, okay, he's just trying to sell me, and I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm doing everything the right way, you know. So it just, but it's sometimes it's tempting because I'm like, well, maybe if I hire him, he will get me those leads or something. But I always hold back and I say, man, you know what? I'd rather put in the work and learn the stuff myself and do it myself. Because then I can be able to go in there and look at everything myself and understand what I'm looking at.
Yeah, because the more information you have, the better questions you can ask. You ever sign up for one of those free Facebook marketer expert meetings? You ever do that?
No.
Well, you can. And I'm gonna give you a tip and anybody listen. I felt like I knew more than the person I was on the phone with. And I've had like 6 of these meetings and they're free. You probably spend enough money. Like I guess you spend a certain amount of money to give you free meetings. And I've gone on here and I've been trying to change the person that's assigned to me and they won't change it. She gives me fake names and numbers to escalate. That's a side note. But you can definitely meet with a I say marketing experts in quotes, because you doing all the research, Sal, I guarantee you know a lot more than these people. What they can tell you though is some of the like tools and shit that they use, which is nice. But in regards to strategy and the way the content creation and the way the creatives are supposed to look, I guarantee you know more than they do. But it's worth a shot. I do. Check it out. It says like up in the corner, request marketing call or some shit like that.
Are you talking about Google or are you talking about
No,
Meta?
Facebook. Facebook.
Facebook.
Yep.
Facebook.
Meta. Yep.
Okay. Okay. I'll check that out.
You do you do the paid searches on Google?
So what?
The paid searches on Google, you know how you can do a paid search so you show up on Google?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm working on I was doing running Google uh, ads myself. Um, but I'm working right now with a lady. She's helping me kind of understand more about running Google ads, and she's kind of walking me through it before I make my next ad, because I think the last one was not effective, and I paid like a couple $100 for the month, and I got like no calls from Google. I'm like, what? So I'm working with a lady on the phone, and she's kind of walking me through on how to be more optimize my ad more effective, so it'd be more effective.
If you can get that help, I highly recommend it because I know exactly how you feel. I I felt like Google was just taking my money, to be
Yeah,
honest. Like
yeah,
they're
every
just
month.
taking my. I was like, what is it doing? Five
Yeah,
hundred dollars again.
yeah, and it's. I mean, it's working for some people. Maybe they have their Google campaign ads or whatever like optimized, but because like my cousin was like, hey man, I'm getting like all these calls from Google, and I'm like, man, dude, I need to get my campaign all optimized, and because I'm not getting those type of calls from Google. Most of my leads are from Instagram. So maybe I'm missing out. I don't know. So I'm just trying to learn it. I'd rather learn it and know it myself than pay someone to do it. And that's just me.
I agree. I agree. And then you do get to a point though where you have to pay somebody because it's like too much for you to do, right?
If I get to the point where because don't get me wrong, I would love to be to the point where I'm just so busy. I just want to focus on treatments and then just
Uh-huh.
have someone do all that for me. But right now, the reality is that I do have the time, and
Yeah.
I I put in the work and I do the research and I try to learn everything you know as much as I can, so that I can get to the point where I'm so busy to where I can be like, okay, I'll hire someone to take care of it now.
I think that's effective time management. I think that's the smart way to do it. I think that's what most, because I think there are people like you, and then there's probably people who do have the time but are just too lazy, right, to actually do it, or too afraid. It's a little intimidating. I mean, it's a lot of shit to learn.
Yeah, it is. But if you want to stay in business and have a successful business, you got to put in the work, and that's why I think I'm still here.
Damn
Because I
right.
put in the work. I eat, sleep, breathe S&P every day, all day, man. And
Woo.
I know what it is, and it's following up with leads. It's working on ads, working on content, trying to get 1% better every day.
I love that. I love that. I really do, because I know how you feel. I really do. Man, you're doing great though, Sal. So you should definitely be happy with the work that you're putting out. One, your content is good. It's effective enough to keep you going right now, right? And your work, the SMP work that you're actually doing on real people is great. And that to me is the most important thing. You create your content to get more people in. And I tell this to people. It doesn't matter if anyone comments, likes, or anything on anybody's post. What matters is that there are people who are secretly watching your shit who want to say, hey, I want to get my hairline back. Those are the people that we're talking to. Those are the people that we want to help.
Yeah. And that's why when I'm working on my clients, I know that we have people like that, on the fence, or they're looking at our work. And so that's why when I'm with the client, when I'm working on a client, I give my best to each and every client, and I take pride in my work. And that's why I said that even in my head, because it's true. I take pride in my work and I give my best to each and every client. Why? Because I want them to have the best results, and I want to push out the best work, to the highest standard in the industry. I want to be considered a top quality artist, and that's and so I really do give my best, and because I know quality matters. I want to put that type of quality people can zoom in and see the details, because it's all in the details.
It is. I think you're on your way there. So I really do. I think you're on your way there. Another a sidebar. We're getting close to time. Your cousin, who kind of got you in there. He has an SMP company as well, right?
Yes.
Is he in the same area as you?
No, he's down south.
What's down? What, like where? San Diego?
Like LA area.
Oh, okay. Okay. I think I kind of met him when we were at the Scalp show too, but I saw you. He was in one of your videos that you had posted.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, my cousin Gabriel Barboza with Precise. That's my cousin.
Yeah, Precise. Yep. Yep,
Yeah.
Precise. Shout to Gabriel. What do you think is something that up and coming SMP artists underestimate when they're like, hey, I'm going to become an SMP artist. I'm going to get in this industry, or I'm a barber. I'm going to get in this, whatever it is. What do you think they underestimate, or that maybe even you underestimate it, that they should take a little bit more serious?
I would just say making sure that you perfect mixing your pigment, stay consistent with everything that you do SMP related. Practice. If you don't have clients, continue to practice at home. Practice on melons, whatever fake skin. Just you gotta get that pressure down. You want to be able to hit that sweet spot each time, and make sure ink properly. Because I see some of these pictures, man. It's just a lot of blowouts, a lot of inconsistency. The hair, like, get those hairlines down, man, because some of those hairlines are brutal. I've been seeing, and they're just like that's just crazy. It's just crazy to me how some of these, I don't know, I don't even want to call them SMP artists, but some of these people that are really putting those kind of horrible hairlines out, and they're just like blowouts and green dots and everything like that. I'm just, oh man, how could you do? I mean, I couldn't even do that if I tried.
I know.
Yeah, it's just
I know.
crazy. So if you want to
agree
stay
with
away
you.
from that, I would say if you want to stay away from doing that, I would say make sure that you perfect down your mixing. If you forget, continue to practice your mixing, practice your depth control, things like that. And it's going to keep you away from blowouts and green dots and things like that, and get those hairlines down.
I agree. And I like that
hair-
you said depth control, because I think that's one of the most important things. So, Sal, we're gonna wrap this up. Really great talking to you. Where can everybody find you? What's your website, your Instagram, your TikTok? Lay it all out.
Yeah, so you can find me on Instagram at RenewSMP. My website is www.renewsmp.com. And I'm also on Facebook and TikTok. It's RenewSMP. If you want to contact me, my phone number is 1-800-501-8450.
I got the official 1-800. Hey,
Yeah,
anyone
that's what
listen to this?
I went and got a business line, because at first I was using my personal. Everything was coming direct to me, and I was using that number for a long time until I switched it over to a business line.
Wow. Yeah, yeah. Same thing. I use Call Daddy.
Yeah.
Is it what call? Yeah, Call Daddy. and it works great. I paid like $10 a month, and I have 2 lines on my phone. It's very helpful. I know what you mean. You don't want anyone calling your personal line. Sal, you are killing it. Anybody up in his area? What's the name of the city?
Seaside.
Seaside. Anybody in Seaside, California, near San Jose? Kind of. What's it, about 2 hours away?
Yeah, about 2 hours. Yeah.
Man, go see him at RenewSMP, crushing it. He's absolutely crushing it. He's on the rise. He does great work. A very inspirational story. Seriously, Sal. I mean, did not expect to hear what you told me. And I'm so glad you were able to bounce back and figure that all out, get sober, and really take control of your life. It's very inspiring. There's so many people who are suffering in silence with addiction and other trauma, and you're an inspirational story.
Thank you, brother. And I also want to say thank you for your support on Instagram, man. You're one of the, if not, just one of the few artists that really support me on there. And you leave me comments, and so I just want to say thank you, and I appreciate you and your support.
Thank you. Yeah. I think it's I'm not one of the people who sees a post and just keeps scrolling. If I see it, I'll comment and like it. But if I don't see it, I don't see it. That's really it. I just think, why not? Well, it doesn't hurt. It takes me 2 seconds. I'm supporting him. He supports me. You're doing a good job. Why not fucking like it? I like it. I like that you're winning.
Yeah, and because I see a lot of these artists, they look at mine, but they ain't even showing no love, man. I'm like, okay, it's all good.
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
You putting out great work, man, and I support you. I comment.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, I think it's important that we show love to other artists. Although now some people might ask, well, are the other artists going to come in for a consultation? No, but so what? Why not help other people in the industry? Why not? Why not help them out?
Right.
It's strong. I mean, it's an industry. I think it's a good thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, let's all support each other, and help the industry grow.
Completely agree. Sal, thank you. And I hope you keep growing. I really do, man. Thank you for coming on.